The best and easiest way to kill an antelope in the Hadzabe African tribe. In the heart of northern Tanzania, far away from the noise of cities and the bustle of modern life, there exists a tribe whose connection to the wild is as ancient as Africa itself. They are the Hadzabe, one of the last true hunter-gatherer communities on Earth. In a world racing toward technology, the Hadzabe still hunt for their survival with bows, arrows, and instincts sharpened by generations of knowledge. But among the many animals they pursue in the wild savanna, there is one that stands out as both a prize and a challenge: the antelope. Swift, alert, and built to escape predators, the antelope is not an easy target. Yet for the Hadzabe, there exists a method, honed over centuries, that makes killing an antelope not only possible, but surprisingly efficient. In this video, we explore the best and easiest way the Hadzabe people hunt and kill an antelope, using nothing but nature, skill, and tradition. Let's begin by understanding one crucial thing. The Hadzabe do not rely on luck. Every hunt is calculated, every move is intentional, and when it comes to antelope, the strategy is built on three key elements: tracking, trapping, and targeting. The first and most important part is tracking. The Hadzabe have developed one of the most sophisticated tracking abilities in the world. From a single hoof print in the dust, they can tell not only the direction the antelope is moving, but how long ago it passed, how fast it was moving, and even whether it was alone or part of a herd. This knowledge is not taught in schools. It's passed from father to son, uncle to nephew, day after day in the wild. They wake up before sunrise, the air is still cool. With nothing but a handmade bow, a quiver of arrows laced with deadly poison, and a few tools for survival, the men begin their journey. Sometimes barefoot, they follow the trail. The Hadzabe do not run blindly. They move with patience and precision. They look for broken twigs, crushed grass, and the faint scent of antelope urine in the wind. Everything tells a story, but tracking alone is not enough. Antelopes are fast. You cannot chase them down like a lion would. So the Hadzabe employ trapping tactics, clever tricks that require deep knowledge of animal behavior and the terrain. One such method is ambush hunting. The Hadzabe know the pathways antelope use, particularly during dry seasons when animals are forced to move in search of water. Around Lake Eyasi, they identify narrow trails between thorny bushes and rocky outcrops, places where the antelope's options for escape are limited. Here, a few skilled hunters will position themselves in silence, often camouflaged with ash or leaves. Another hunter will loop behind the herd, slowly and quietly pushing them toward the ambush point. When the antelope moves into range, often unaware, the trap is sprung. And this is where the real secret weapon of the Hadzabe comes in: their poison-tipped arrows. These are not ordinary arrows. Each is carefully crafted from hardwood and tipped with iron or sharpened bone. But the real danger lies in the black poison smeared onto the tip, made from a plant called adenium, known locally for its deadly latex sap. The Hadzabe extract this poison carefully, mix it with other natural toxins, and apply it to the arrowhead. A small scratch from such an arrow can bring down even a large animal within minutes. So when the ambushed antelope is hit, often from a distance of 15 to 30 meters, it might run, but the poison works quickly. The Hadzabe do not chase blindly. They wait. They track the antelope's trail again, now dotted with blood, knowing it will not go far. Sometimes within an hour, the animal slows, stumbles, and falls. The Hadzabe arrive to finish the job with respect. There is no cruelty, only gratitude. The antelope will feed families for days. This method, track, trap, target with poison, is widely considered the best and easiest way for the Hadzabe to kill an antelope. It requires no nets, no modern guns, no vehicles, just ancient wisdom, courage, and skill. And it works. But that's not the end of the story, because there's another element often overlooked in modern conversations: cooperation. Hunting an antelope is rarely a solo mission. Among the Hadzabe, hunting is a communal activity, especially for larger prey like antelopes. The hunters may split into groups, communicating silently through hand signals or the occasional bird-like whistle. Each person has a role. Some track, some drive, some shoot. The success of the hunt depends on harmony. This unity is what sets them apart. There is no hierarchy. No one claims ownership of the kill. The meat is shared according to need and respect. When the antelope is brought back to the temporary camp, it is roasted on an open fire. Nothing is wasted. The meat, organs, hide, and even the bones are used. It's not just a meal. It's a celebration of skill, survival, and tradition. Now, while the poison arrow remains the centerpiece of Hadzabe hunting, there are other techniques that sometimes come into play, especially when targeting different types of antelope or during seasonal changes. For instance, during the rainy season, visibility is lower and tracking becomes more difficult. In such times, the Hadzabe may use waterholes as hunting points, waiting quietly in nearby trees for unsuspecting antelope to approach. Again, it's about patience and understanding the land. It's important to understand that speed is not the goal in Hadzabe hunting. Efficiency is. The Hadzabe do not chase for hours or waste energy. They conserve, they watch, they listen. Even the way they move is silent and deliberate, often blending with the rustle of grass or the flutter of a bird. It's like watching shadows hunt. What modern eyes may call primitive, the Hadzabe call perfection. Their system, refined over thousands of years, has allowed them to survive in one of the harshest landscapes on Earth without destroying it. They do not overhunt. They do not take more than they need. And because of this balance, the antelope population remains healthy, and the Hadzabe remain part of the ecosystem, not its enemy. This is the real lesson here. While the Hadzabe's method of killing an antelope might sound basic to those raised on rifles and drones, it is a masterclass in human potential. It shows us what's possible when people live in tune with nature. It proves that survival doesn't require machines. It requires mastery. The best and easiest way to kill an antelope, according to the Hadzabe, is not about brute force or high-tech tools. It's about wisdom. It's about using the earth, the wind, the sun, and the stars as allies. It's about knowing how to wait, where to strike, and when to act. And even more than that, it's about respect for the animal, for the land, and for the tribe. As modernization spreads across Africa and encroaches on indigenous ways of life, the Hadzabe continue to fight for their right to live freely, to hunt as their ancestors did, and to remain untouched by the forces of change. But make no mistake, what they carry is not backward, it's advanced, perhaps even more advanced than the rest of us can understand. So the next time someone tells you that primitive tribes have nothing to teach the modern world, think of the Hadzabe. Think of their precision, their strategy, their connection to life. Because in a world where many have forgotten how to listen to the land, the Hadzabe still know how to survive by becoming one with it. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more.